Welcome to the Work-Life Balance Podcast. I am Kara.
And I am Maggie.
Together, we're a power real estate team with the Bajetti Partners in Nashville.
We believe that the hustle culture of today's driven entrepreneur who lives and works in Middle Tennessee
requires balance. All right, welcome back. Today we have a very special guest in the house, my best friend, Eva Rainer.
Well, hello.
Hi, baby.
Hi.
Welcome to Tennessee.
Well, thank you.
We're happy to have you here.
Thanks. I love to be here. I love it here.
And tell us a little bit. So you just came from...
Northern California.
And what do you do there, babe?
I am a broker, a real estate broker.
Oh, power boss.
Yeah, baby.
Uh-huh. So our show is a little bit about work, life, and balance. So today we were kind of just going to have that conversation with you and see how you manage all that being a boss babe and all that good stuff that comes with it. So
yes.
Tell us a little bit about what your day looks like.
It's a lot. It's super a lot. Well, because I have kids. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, it starts with, ideally the perfect day I would get up, work out, get my son up, go to the office straight after, and then work until I have to get him, and then that's a whole nother job in itself. Yeah. So,
So
yeah.
What does your work life look like? You have an office that you go to every day? You have your people that you're managing?
I've been in the business for over 16 years. So, I've done it all. I've done it where you work from home, and then I've done it where you work in an office, and now I have my own office. And there's something to be said about going into the office. It's a lot. Just when you are dressed up and you feel good and you're in that right mode and you're not looking at laundry that's stacking up or the mess on the floor. When you're working from home, you see all that and you have to not look at it because you're focused on work. But so I think that's something to be said.
Plus, you're dressed and ready. So if somebody calls
Correct.
and they say, "Hey, I need to see your property at 12 o'clock,"
Correct.
You're not like, "Oh my gosh, I gotta get the shower. I gotta get ready."
Yeah.
You start your day ready, and that's it.
Correct.
Ready to rock and go. Yeah.
Well, throughout the years, you have to understand too. You're, especially as women, I feel like women, you're never gonna be, 100% on real estate and 100% mom and 100%, wife. There's something that's always going to give, you can get rid of the husband like I did. That helps.
That was 1,000 pounds of baggage. Bye.
But no, you have to give yourself some grace at the end of the day. So yeah.
Love it.
So how did you get into real estate?
Well, so I went to college on a cheer scholarship, and then my sister and I opened a cheer gym, and then one of the ladies in our gym was a real estate broker, and she's actually amazing, and she was a big part of I feel like my success and my sister's success as well. So once my sister got in, we started our cheer gym, and then I just started, and from there,
Did you just start with a small brokerage? Did you go with her brokerage?
I went with her brokerage, and it was a little bit different than the average one. And then I moved to a corporate, a Realty World corporate one after that. I did that for a little bit. I had my best year in real estate to date, but I wanted more. I wanted bigger. So then I went to another real estate brokerage that kind of let me do my own thing. Mm-hmm. And that is where I grew the most, I feel like. Oftentimes agents go through these corporate ones and they're still scared to be on their own, if that makes sense. Yeah. Yes, they're on their own, but they're not on their own. Right. And so at that brokerage is when I decided to get my broker's license. And at the time, not so much because I wanted to open a brokerage. It was more so just because I was young enough and thought that I could, at that point when my brain was still working,
Which we did together.
Yeah, we did that together.
We signed up the same day, took the course at the same time, quizzed each other all the time.
Your broker's license?
Took the test together, drove down to Sacramento together to take the test.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
How old were y'all at that point?
It's about 6 years ago, maybe?
Yeah.
Okay. 6 years ago?
Yeah, maybe. We're 2012, 13.
Somewhere around there, yeah.
So when, I mean, I guess you could both answer this point, but I think we've talked about this before. When did you get to the point in your career that you were like, okay, I'm ready to be on my own, I can do this, I have enough business that can generate itself, and you were able to have the confidence, really, to break off?
Like in my own brokerage, or
like
just in general? So I started with a team. So when I was at Home Buyers, I like I said, I think I closed 58 transactions on my own.
You go, girl.
She's a boss bitch.
Yeah,
she's a boss bitch.
It was a lot of short sales and a lot, but it was at that point like the way that I did my board, like, so that's kind of like goes on to like the vision stuff, like the way that I did
Bob's sister.
Yes, the way that I did that, it made it to where, because the biggest thing in as agents, and that's why you lose a lot of agents, is the stability, the income stability, because 1 month you may like kill it and the next month you have nothing. And so just the way that I did my board helped me to not really so much focus on the paycheck, but more so like,
boom,
that's our next
we're gonna have a total episode on how to stop focusing on the paycheck.
Yes,
because I feel like once you, and you're saying it right now, once you like are so obsessed with that money,
yes,
it stops rolling in.
Yes,
it's like chill out, enjoy the moment, reap the benefits of what that last month looked like.
Yes,
learn from it and put it into practice for the following month.
So what on my board, I would whatever. I think I had I wanted 10 in escrow, and then I had 10 short sales. So I think I started with 5, and then when I can do that, then I crush it, and then I'll do 10. But the way it worked was, these are the escrows, these are the short sales. So because short sales took a long time. In different situations, but those short sales would feed into the escrows right when they needed to. So I always wanted those numbers filled, knowing and not knowing the price or anything like that. I never paid attention to that. It's just if those numbers were filled on my board, I know I'd be okay. It was stability.
Kind of like your pipeline was filling up.
Yes.
And then it would float over to the other column when it needed to.
And it climbed up how it needed to.
Correct. I know. I totally didn't answer your question, though. I don't remember what it was.
But that short sale is a term that you haven't experienced yet.
Haven't.
That's something that will cycle with what we just came out of. That will become a market again.
Yeah.
And you will be able to see. So basically, I mean, you probably could explain it in quicker terms than me if you want to.
So short sales, I specialized in those. A lot of agents didn't want to learn them. And so they would give them to me too. But to do them. But basically what it means is that they owe more than what they can sell it for. So if they owe $500,000, but right now in today's market, they can only sell it for $300,000, then we would market it at the $300,000. I'd take all that to the bank, and they would forgive that $200,000 loss.
Okay.
So you're coming up short.
Yeah. So
right.
Yeah.
And then what do they do after that? They have to file bankruptcy, or like
no,
what is the process?
They have full forgiveness of debt.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean,
that's not something I've come across.
Doesn't it mess your credit?
It depends on the situation. Like some people like wouldn't make the payments, and not like the 30-day lates on your mortgage obviously messes up your credit and stuff. But no, I've done them, where when they got full forgiveness of debt, and then generally I think at the time they had to wait 2 years before they can buy again.
Okay.
But yeah.
I feel like we will see a lot more of that now because gosh, prices were so high.
Well, prices are still high, but I mean, I have one right now. It's unfortunate, a divorce situation, but they're letting, they're in default, and it's like you have $200,000 in equity, so why not just sell your house and not deal with it? But that's where people just are uneducated with stuff too. They wouldn't have to short sell at this point because prices are still high.
Right.
It's when those prices drop below and they spend $1 million. Like I think the most intense one I did was he owed like $980. They bought it for $980, and market value was $350,000.
When was this?
This was in from
08.
Yeah, I got into the market like when I started, like so. But this was, I think that one was when it was probably 09.
Okay.
08, 09.
Do you think getting in the market at that time made you grow as a person and as a realtor?
Well, for sure, because you have to hustle. we were just talking about that last night. Is gosh, I don't miss the hustle.
Yeah.
You know.
And that was a great example you gave last night. Is that one of her years in real estate, she sold like 20. You had 22.
I had 20. Yeah, I think
you
over
worked
20.
your ass off, like hustle, and she barely made 6 figures that year. And that,
yes.
And to have 22 escrows, that's a lot. That's 2 a month, right? Like you're busting your butt. And to you think at the end you're gonna have like this fat payday, but like those homes are 150, 200,000.
Right.
You know, so you hustle harder. Which,
well, yeah. I mean, you know, my first year, it's like, dang, if I can just sell 1 a month, I'll be golden.
Sure.
But then when the market changed like that, now that 1 turns into 5 just to get by, you know, and it's a lot.
That's probably why we'll see a lot of realtors fall off after this next year or two.
Yeah, for
the
sure.
The gravy train's gone. Those are the agents that popped on thinking, oh my gosh. I mean, I had met so many people, I'm getting my real estate license. Oh, you're one of those. You jump on when the market's great. You float out when the market sucks.
You think that, you know, your schedule and all that stuff, like people get in for the scheduling and
And
which is not even really that great of a schedule. I don't know why everybody thinks that it's like this great job
Well,
to have.
because the clients make your schedule, basically.
Yeah, right. You're at their beck and call.
That's
and
it.
you always have to have your phone and,
Work-life balance. There's none in this world.
That's it. That's what we're trying to figure it out.
I feel like firm believe too, like, you know, throughout the years, like, you know, I think that one of the things that separated me is I was always available. You can text me at 10 o'clock at night, I'll respond. However, you know, there's people that, you know, wouldn't answer their phones and stuff, and I feel like that is a negative, okay? However, I was just telling you too, like, there's times where, you know, my son was on the mound his first year in baseball, and I'm on the phone with a lender and the client, and I'm just like, what the heck, you know what I mean? And I learned that it's okay. It's okay to, you know what, I have an appointment at that time. They don't need to know my appointment is watching my son play a football game or a baseball game. They don't need to know that, you know? And generally, you know, like an hour, I told her just a power nap. Like I just told my sister this, you know, I learned that, you know, nothing's so dire. Well, unless you're trying to get funds in, so make sure you get the funds in before you take your nap.
Before you take your nap.
But nothing's so dire that an hour, like our friend Gina told me, I'm a terrible power napper because I'll nap for 3 hours, and that's not okay. She's like, I would set my alarm for 45 minutes, and so it'd take me this much to go, like, finally go to sleep, and then whatever. So I do it an hour. I'll set my timer for an hour, shut my phone off, and even if I don't fall asleep, but it's just my time.
Yeah, just to close your eyes and rest.
Mental health is more important than anything too, because this job can be draining. And
Absolutely.
It makes you bipolar. Heck yeah.
Yeah, makes you bipolar.
Heck yeah.
And other people affect your mood so much in this business. Like you just really need to take a second to yourself sometimes.
For sure, because you can get there's super highs and there's super lows, you know, and you can't count on that paycheck until it's in your account at the end of the day, you know, because you know once you start doing that, then.
And I think when you're dealing with clients, like, especially listings, because they're so emotionally connected to that damn house.
Yes.
And you're like, okay, it's not that great. I mean,
yes.
Beautiful home to your standards and your taste. Mm-hmm. But your remodel is not everybody's taste.
Correct.
So we need to, we just went through this. Let's talk about price. Like, I get you want the best you want, like, you can get. Mm-hmm. But they're going to come in here and remodel that kitchen. Yeah. Although you just remodeled it. It's not everybody's cup of tea. So then they, like, poor Maggie, they were just coming down on her, like, why isn't it sold? What, like, just, and she would call me, like, oh my God, like, I feel beaten down again today. Like, they're not nice. Yeah. So I'm like, well, let me go with you. Let's see this.
Exactly. Sellers can be tough too because, it's never what you suggest. You suggest a price. Okay, this is what I feel like will be the most successful. Well, they think their house is worth so much more. Okay, they think their house is gorgeous. Their house is gorgeous, but you didn't listen to me on price. But then all of a sudden it becomes, well, what are you doing? What marketing can we do differently?
What are you doing for us?
Correct. It's not my marketing. I can assure you that. I'm going to tell you right now, if you would have listened to me, your house would have already been sold. But you're the expert, right? you know, so.
And there's nothing worse than, because now they're chasing the market, right?
Correct.
So there's price reduction, and you're like, oh, you just lost yourself $50,000.
Yep.
You would have listened.
Yeah.
There's a reason. You've been in the business 16.
Yep.
I'm almost 20. This is a long damn time. Been
Yes.
down these cycles, and we know
Yes.
when we're pricing a home, we know this area. We're educated enough in it,
Yes.
so trust us.
Exactly.
And
You
it's hard
have to
for them
get in
to-
front of it in this market.
Yeah.
You do. And it's like, then whenever they've been presented an offer for what you told them they should list it at, and then they still don't take it, and now you see them chasing the market.
100%.
It's
frustrating.
Like, haha, like you should have listened to me,
Yeah.
because then you could have got out where you.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Correct.
It's
But then
too
at
bad.
the same time, you know, you have to just not be afraid to just say, okay, let's regroup, refocus, and let's get your home sold. That's ultimately the goal, correct? So at the end of the day, like, we need to get in front of it, you know?
Yep.
That's
So.
true. It makes me feel good that you talk about that too.
Oh, yeah.
It's not just me, or it's
Oh.
not just
Oh
Kara,
gosh.
it's
Oh, yeah.
It's
everybody.
across the board.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That is you asked me in the beginning, do you like working with sellers or buyers? And my immediate answer was sellers, because you're not out driving around showing 500 properties for that one special one. So there is that side of it, the busy work part. But sometimes buyers can be easier because they know what they're looking for.
Yes.
Most of the time they're a little bit more realistic.
Yeah.
They might lowball or whatever, and you deal with that. But sellers can be mentally draining.
Yeah.
Because
They can.
they're just so emotionally connected to that house. It's like,
Yeah.
oh my God.
It's the bipolarness. It's either like super rewarding and you're like, okay,
Yeah.
they listen to you, and then all of a sudden, like, miraculously it happens and their house gets sold because they listen to you, or it's a struggle throughout the process. So, you know.
So to circle back, like,
Yes.
how did you realize that you needed, or you wanted to go off on your own? And you said you started a team first.
Yes.
So go ahead.
So yes, I started a team because what was happening is I was doing a lot of short sales and stuff, but I was still getting a lot of leads and stuff. So for me, my youngest was little at the time, and so I didn't want to miss out on that part of it either. I didn't want to surround myself with just short sales. So, or being so long in the business, I didn't want to drive to Stockton, which is a terrible area if you ever go.
I've never been there.
I didn't want to do that anymore. You know, like my first year, I had to go show in Stockton a lot and different areas that, you know, you don't want to, but I didn't have to. That's the difference. I didn't have to, and I didn't want to anymore. But I didn't want to miss out on that. So I decided to create a team of agents, and they would go out and do all the stuff that I wouldn't do. And so that worked that way. A lot of them, but then it turned into, I loved, so, you know, there were years in the business, which I highly recommend people going to a team if you're just starting out. Because, like, for us, I mean, we had to grind it out, like, the first couple years and you know, get leads and do floor time and cold calls and all of that stuff. Whereas with them, you know, it's just a benefit to you, because not only do you get the leads and stuff, you also get the knowledge,
Like firsthand learning.
so they're 2 years in the business. They just jumped to 8th year in the business because just being sponges
Right.
and learning and from what we knew. So once I did that, I did that for a little bit, and that was challenging, up and down, challenging, because you have these expectations, and you know, you go through agents that you feed through, you know, the ones that want to work and they're successful. And, you know, I can, you know, break down for them. Like, for example, like, you know, one of my agents, she had like, she wasn't getting any escrows. Okay. But she was showing properly left and right to all these different people. And I'm like, okay, walk me through your showing that, you know, that you just did. And so she would, and I'm like, right there, I wouldn't have done it that way. Okay. This is how I would approach it. And which is ultimately, confidence is a big thing.
Right.
But once she took my notes, she went and she had 8 in escrow the next month. You know what I mean?
Love that.
So it's just that knowledge is super beneficial for the newbies and the ones that really truly want this to be their career.
Right.
You know, I had agents on my team that wanted me to do things for them, I'm not going to do that.
Right.
You either want to and you want to learn and you're going to, this is where your mindset's at, or you don't.
Right.
And then I had the opportunity with building that I bought, and my vision like literally wrote on a napkin. Like I wrote on a napkin, this is how I want it. Hey, Vajetti, can you help me out with like making it happen? And then yeah, so
she has a beautiful building.
So I have a
beautiful building downtown Franklin. Downtown
I
Ripon.
wish downtown Franklin.
Downtown Franklin.
Damn it.
Someday.
One day.
But she's got a beautiful building right there off Main Street, and it's perfect. You have a beautiful quote on the wall.
Yeah.
What is it?
It says, hold the vision, trust the process.
It's amazing. And it's huge, and it's like the first thing you see when you walk in.
Yeah.
And it's just like so meaningful, and it's just a cool space.
Seriously, yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Trust the process.
Okay, so we're trying to, maybe soon, try to grow our team. So what did you look for in agents that were coming to you wanting to join your team? Or did you just like cherry pick who you wanted? How did that
Well,
work?
I mean, if I could cherry pick, it'd be great. But, people get comfortable with where they're at. People are scared to leave, the PMZs or like the corporate. But if, and yes, they have a lot of great, things to offer. But at the end of the day, like, my mom's a realtor as well. And she's one that, she's scared. She feels like, they feel like they need that, how long it took me to come up with a name for my brokerage. This is a funny story. Come up with a name for my brokerage. I mean, once we got our license, that's all I thought about. What am I going to name it?
Obsessed. Yep.
And it's so funny and whatever. It just ended up being Eva Rainer Real Estate.
Nothing too fancy.
Nothing
Just
fancy.
straight up.
But, my sister, like, and she's like, oh, let's, I said, at the end of the, like, my sister's one, she works for Clem Real Estate, and he has a big name, big name in the valley where we're at. And it's not, like, no one knows the brokerage.
Right.
It's me.
It's you.
It's you. It's your name. That's what it is.
Your network.
Yeah.
Exactly. So sure, like, I have like a super modern like logo thing on there. That's, great.
Right.
It's
your
relevant.
brand. It's your
It's a
branding.
brand, but the name is you.
Essentially, yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
And she asked me that when I moved here and I got my broker's license. Why are you hanging it under somebody? Because I had KV brokerage in Ripon, right?
Right.
And I'm like, I feel like I need that notoriety. Like, it's Kara Bajetti with Bradford Real Estate. Nobody, no offense, Bradford Real Estate, love you.
Yeah.
But nobody really cares about that part. It's my face they're looking at.
Yeah.
I'm the one going to the listing appointment. I'm the one showing property. And Bradford is a beautiful brokerage, but it's not defining who I am.
Exactly.
It could be Kara Bajetti with Joe Schmo Realty on, whatever street. Like, it doesn't matter, right?
Yeah. And successful realtors, when I was with Realty World, there was like 60 plus agents there, but the ones that produce
Right.
are rare. Of those agents, me, my mom, my sister, like, we would motivate each other, like, and there was a couple others that would produce as well, but a couple others out of this big pool of realtors, it speaks volumes, and then that just speaks on who you are and
Right.
and where you want to take it,
Yeah.
So were your mom and your sister, whenever you broke off, did they come with you, or how did that work
That
with
is
family?
like a point here. Well, there's a lot more to that. Like, my ex-husband was involved, and they didn't want to be tied with that. Erica, my sister, she, like I said, she's under Clem, and, she's still, let's just say, like, future, it's in the works.
Okay.
Yeah, they're going to come over. My sister is a badass.
Her mom and sister are badass.
Yeah.
I'll have to meet them one day.
Yeah, my mom's a badass too. She like had to take some time, like she was taking care of my grandma and stuff, but she had that luxury to do so. But yeah, my sister is a badass. She created her team, and she's just a badass.
Was there any competition there?
Always.
Really friendly competition.
Always.
But that's good competition.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we would every year, like, I'd beat her every year, except for the last couple of
healthy
years.
competition.
Yes.
Not to be cocky or anything.
Yeah.
Well, no,
Yeah.
the last couple of years though, she came up on me, but we would do like, okay, winners like pays for like spa day or something like that, and
love
it's just
that.
Yeah.
That's good competition.
Heck yeah.
We have to, and we talked about that last night. Like, you have to have, and we have somebody that we have in mind that we just want to be that. That's our goal, is we are going to be that power team. And it's like, you look at them in admiration because it's like they're bomb. They're killing the market. Powerful. And that's my goal.
Yeah.
And I feel like if you don't have that, then what are we striving for? Like day in, day out?
Yeah.
That's like,
no.
and that's motivation.
Yes,
No.
that's I miss that. I miss, like, we were all at the same office, and I really do miss that, for sure. And that's what I want. You know, I told her, at this point, can you just come and work out of my office a couple of days a week just so I can have you there, like, you know, just feed off of each other.
Right. It's
good
because
energy.
it's hard to be self-motivated all the time.
Yeah.
You know, if you don't have anything in escrow, that downward worry spiral goes, and once you get in that mode, you're done. So
Right.
it's hard to bring yourself back and, like, okay, it's fine, you know, I got this, you know, not gonna
Right.
worry type of deal. So
if you have a question, you
No,
can
go ahead, baby.
Okay, I have two questions.
Okay.
Two-parter. Okay, one, do you have any tips for new agents? Because, I mean, you've obviously been very successful. So, like, what did you do differently than your sister that you were beating her every year? Was it just, like, your networking, your social media? Like, what did you do that you would advise other people to do too?
So, like, I you know, with my leads and stuff, and when I say beat her, like, maybe it was by one or two, like, you know,
Right.
she was right there. But yeah, like, my board, I always had my board, like, boom, like, you know, that keeps me focused too. I know it's weird to say the board, but, like, my board that I have, and
We do
It's
the
not
same
weird.
thing.
We're
It's
obsessed
not
with the vision
weird.
board.
Yeah.
And everybody we talk to does the vision board. Or if they haven't, they're going to. Like,
You
it's
should.
just like,
well, it's my numbers. You know,
Yeah.
remember I told you, like, you know, this is what I want. I have a little note that I just wrote out. The best part about vision boards is when you look at them and you're like, you know what, I accomplished that.
Yes.
Everything. But I have, like, a little note that I have on my computer. It's actually an envelope. I folded it, and it says 15 escrows a month and a new client every day.
Okay.
So I see that, and I'm like, okay, did I get my new client today? You know,
That's a lot.
those are big
That's a
goals, but I
goal.
love that. That's like totally reaching for the stars.
yeah. And if you
Don't
land on the
sell
moon,
yourself.
you're still on the moon.
That's
you
it.
know?
Right.
Oh my gosh,
100%.
yes.
And that's what we were talking about too a couple episodes ago. But we were like, be delusional. Like, it's okay
Yeah.
to have
Yes.
big goals. If you don't reach them, at least you're doing whatever you can to try. Right?
100%. And you will reach them. That's the best part. You know, it's like it went from 5 to like 15, you know, and that month, it won't be every month, but that month when you hit that 15, you're like,
Hell yeah,
hell
I did
yeah,
it.
I did it. You
Right.
know?
And that's what that whole retraining, the way you speak to yourself, and like, she'll be like, I hope we get it into escrow today. I'm like, no, you will
Yes.
Yeah.
get that into escrow. And it's just totally changing the way you doubt yourself
100%.
and get that confidence that it's going to happen.
Yes.
I mean, we're all three of us are obviously manifestors.
Yes.
It's all about what you put
You know,
out.
for me,
Yeah,
like
yes.
like very rarely, like if I go show property, but when I do, I'm like, I'm gonna go show property, and I'm gonna get an escrow. I'm gonna go write an offer.
you
I'm
just
gonna get
did
an
that
escrow.
yesterday,
I
right?
just did that the day before.
before.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what?
Yeah,
I'm
you're
so
a boss
tired.
bitch. I love it.
I'm
She's a boss
tired.
bitch.
Like it's like, okay, with the new agents, like, okay, you go show that property. Okay, how'd it go? Well, they're gonna think on it. What do you mean think on it?
Yeah.
I don't understand. Think on it. You know, it's.
Are we writing an offer or are we
Yes.
not?
Yeah. I got shit to do.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are some tips, like actual tangible advice that you would like tell your agents if they're going out there to show that property?
Okay, the two situations I've had two. I when I break it down. Okay, so when you went to show that house, okay, and she's like, you know, the agent was like, okay, you guys can think on it, just let me know. No, I wouldn't do that. So I just did this the other day. I went and so what'd you guys think? We like it. Okay, do you want to move forward with an offer? He was like, well, what do you think on price? I go, tell me what you're thinking, I'll tell you if I can get it done. Period.
Yeah.
You know, and
I think just to jump on that real quick,
Yes.
that is the confidence that you have worked your ass off to have.
100%.
New agents don't have that quite yet. They're not there to say, "Are we doing it right now?" It's
Right.
more of like a still pleasing.
Well, because
moment, right?
what's your point? You don't need practice showing homes. You don't need practice selling homes. So what's the point of that meeting?
Right.
Knowing that they like that house. Obviously, it's on them. But you like this house, okay? So let's do
it.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if they even have to sit there and think about, well, I don't know, it's probably not the house for them anyway.
Correct. Except for, let me touch on that. That's another one of a situation, is one of my agents, I said, okay, what happened? They liked everything, but they didn't like the arch in the living room, but everything else they loved. Okay? Well, let's straighten it out. Let's straighten that arch out. I wouldn't think that would be much money at all. I mean, I don't know, but let's find out. So you have, this many days to do any and all inspections. We can include, a John Bajetti to come in and just price out what it would be to make that arch.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, you're going to make the house your own. There's not going to be a perfect house out there that you love everything about. So you're going to make that your own. So finding the solutions to people's problems too. I don't like the way this. Well, let's fix it.
Make a house a home.
Correct.
Yeah.
And that's a good point. The solutions, like Maggie and I have talked about that before. Like, you do not go to that client with problems. Like, they come with you, oh my gosh, blah, 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 all this stuff, it's drama that's going on behind the scenes. We get the solution and we come to you with that. And then they appreciate it. They don't need to see all that. Because there's a lot goes on behind closed doors. A lot of fires get put out.
Yeah.
And then we talk to the client. We don't go, oh, la, la, like all this stuff's going on.
Well, this is happening, but I'm working on it.
Yeah, don't even squash it.
First,
And then with the
fixed.
solution.
Well, yeah,
Solutions
I'm
are the way
talking
to
more
go.
so like with showing, there's always those solution and stuff. But yeah, there's a lot of the fire situation.
gosh.
Sure, there's a lot. I mean, it's
if
a
you
lot.
told them all,
At
they'd
the end of the
freak
day,
out.
we used to laugh. Eric and I used to laugh. And I'm like, if you truly add it up, I make like $4 an hour. Like, you know what I mean?
No doubt. The way you're working
The
so
way you
hard.
work,
Oh.
yeah. But then there's those,
that.
you'll have those tough ones, but then you'll have those easy ones. You're like, thank you, God. I needed that one. I needed that to regroup and
That's true.
Yeah.
That is really true. So how do you balance your kids and all of that? Because you seem like you have so much going on.
Well, that is, like I said, I'll put their stuff first. I know, that they have their schedules, and that's a whole nother job. But I mean, after I told you, I think the other day, after when I was doing a lot of short sales, when I closed those 58 transactions, I mean, driving home at 3, 4 o'clock or whatever, I think I would take a B6, B12 because now I had to do my whole other job.
Yeah, kids are getting out of school. The
And then
evening shift
practice
starts.
and dinner and all of that. So, I mean, it's not easy, and women have it a lot harder. At the end of the day, I don't want to. I'm sure there are some men out there that have to do all this stuff.
Sure.
But for the most part, women have it harder. I mean, men can go into real estate and they can show properties and do all their stuff. Their wives have it, down. But when successful women, not only are we expected to do all this, but now, we're expected to do everything that comes with it. So. It's challenging, but kids are young for a little short amount of time, and then they get older. So there are times where you'll have to get help, have a village. I mean with the kids, but at the same time just being able to be present and being there is super important as well. And there's always a way. And that's another big reason why I started a team as well, because there's always a way, especially with a team hey, can you go open this property for, I'll give you $50.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you just open the door, I'll take it from there. I've done that a lot too. And people are love and willing to help because it goes both ways.
And you've done that actually for a few people that have posted on. We have an internal network for Bradford, and it'll be like, okay, I need somebody to open a home, $50 or whatever.
Yeah.
And I think
If
you've
it's
done
close,
that.
I'll get over there.
Because everybody needs a hand sometimes.
Yes.
We cannot. I mean, we're juggling so many things that if there's just a little bit, and then we all believe in karma too. So if you give it a little bit out, it's going to come back at you.
100%.
And that's important.
100%.
We were talking about the other day not owing people an explanation. You don't have to write on Facebook, in our network, you don't have to be like, oh my gosh, my cat just died. I'm so sorry. Can somebody please do this for me?
Yeah.
They should just have to put on there, hey, I'm going through something right now. Can somebody please go do this?
Absolutely.
And then have people that are willing and able to help you.
Yeah, for sure. And it comes back tenfold as well.
It comes back tenfold.
Yeah.
So what what's the future of E. Rainer real estate? Like, is there an end all besides moving and being next to your BFF in Nashville?
I mean,
but do you see yourself continuing owning a brokerage, and then like what does that look like in 10 years? Are you still going to be hustling and working your ass off with the team, or do you have like financial freedom plans set up?
So I was just thinking as you were asking me that, because here's the deal, like, you know, when I got my broker's license, it wasn't to be like, you know, own this big old brokerage and then, you know, corporate out. I just wanted to be able to sell real estate and have my team and be successful. And actually, you know, to help manage my life more. But I don't know. I mean,
not sure yet.
I don't know. I mean, I have a 5-year plan, so that's where I'm.
Okay.
That's where I'm at.
So the best is yet to come.
Yes.
I love it.
I love
Yes.
that 5-year plan.
Yep.
So with your team, do you have a schedule like, set up for them? Like, do y'all have weekly meetings to recap? Like,
You know, I did. So like my sister, like she'll do like the meet. Like she was very big on the meetings and all that stuff, and yeah, like I would do meetings as well. But it was. I used to hate meetings. I used to hate going because they were always the same. It's like, so what's working for you? You know? And it's just like, all right, well, I just could be working right now and this is not helping my life or in any way. But so if it's meaningful, then sure. But, you know, I'll do more one-on-ones as well. So like, you know, hey, if you need me, tell me, like, and I'll set off time just for you and whatever you need. Because I feel like it's more beneficial to, you know, and more targeted.
And I like that better too, because especially with real estate, you don't know what everybody else's schedule is, and sometimes you have to work around a whole bunch of people.
Correct.
So.
But here's the deal. My team knows I won't go chasing you. I won't. So if you want my help, you tell me, I'll be there at 100%. Right. But I'm not going to chase you.
What do you mean by that? Do you mean like, I'm not going to continue to ask you how you're doing?
I'm not going to.
Like how...
No.
Oh.
I mean, that's like for me. Like no. Like I want to be there for them and motivate them because I know that part's hard. But it's more so like, okay, what's going on? Like, no, that's accountability. No, I do all of that. I'm saying like, if they're just not wanting to work.
Okay, I see what you mean.
And they don't have the drive.
You're not going to be their motivator. They need to self-motivate.
I will be their motivator, but if it's like they need to come to me.
That's the thing with real estate in general. Like if you're not a self-starter, self-motivator, entrepreneur-minded,
this
is not right. I mean, this is not the free train. Or
everyone thinks that they go into real estate and thinks like, oh, I can make my own schedule and you know, they make all this money and do all, and it's not. It's a lot of work.
Right.
You work on the weekends. You work at night.
Yeah.
You work all the time.
Yeah.
And I guess that kind of goes back to what I was asking you about, like what you look for in agents. So that'd be somebody that's self-starter, knows when to ask for help. And I think that's a big thing too, because you can like run around with a chicken with your head cut off, but until you ask somebody for help, you're still going to have all the same problems.
Yeah, because it's the money, it's hard, especially as a newbie. So you have to have some sort of something set up for you, like in your, you have to know. You just...
Right.
I mean,
I get it, because that's just the way it's working with Maggie and I. But back to the scheduling, too. Like, on Mondays, that's kind of like our morning together. And we set up our schedule, and it's like, okay, this is what we've got going on this week. Like, what listings do we have, or what showings do we have, or what appointments do we have? And it's like, get us on the same page just to kind of start the week off strong.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we talk 50 times a day. Because, like, questions come up, and I'm there for her for all that. But, yeah, that just sets the mood for the week. Mm-hmm. And it's like, I just feel like Monday just, it's even with the working out. Like, one of the gym girls was like, you set your Monday motivation and intention, and then that's how your week goes.
Yeah.
So you start, like, if we party 2 hours on a Sunday and I'm hungover on Monday, my week goes to shit.
Yeah.
It goes to shit. It's just like,
everyone says, you know, like, Monday. I think I sent this to my team. I think there was this one, it said, do sharks complain about Mondays? No, they're out there biting shit, doing their thing. It's Monday, you know what I mean? Like, they're still out, you know? And yeah, it's hard to be on all the time. Yes. But I think that's what I love about about having a team is, you know, one day you'll be on, and then that'll encourage me to go, and then one day I will, you know. Yeah. So it's just
good balance.
yeah, for sure.
For sure. So something else I wanted to ask you too.
Okay.
How did you invest? Like, do you have properties of your own, rental properties, things like that, or how did you set that up?
So, well, I had my my building, and then my house. You know, obviously, no, like the way that Kara did, no, but that's on my vision board and that's on my goal. But I had to get rid of my husband first.
I love your priorities.
I love it too. But if you had that amount of baggage, you get rid of it too.
Hell yeah!
Clear the air.
Yes.
Yeah. Gotta get rid of the baggage for it to be good, right?
No,
Hey, if you want to be real, I mean, this is a real conversation.
Seriously. So yeah, I had to do, you know, that. But so yes, it's on my mind. But I love real estate. I love the investing. Yeah. Kara, you know, is good people too. You know, just being around people that are like-minded and driven and all of that. So yeah, so it's all in my 5-year plan.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's the market looking like there, and how are you preparing for the change? I know.
Brace myself. No, I mean, so many people are moving out of California. Tennessee, Texas, Idaho, so many. But yes, the market was, I at one point I called it stupid. It was just stupid. I mean, literally a house that I sold went $160,000 over ask, should not have gone that much, you know. It just shouldn't have. And, you know, 30, 40 offers on one property. And it just kept tricking us. I mean, since 2017, everyone was just expecting, okay, we're going to calm down. No, and it just got more and more and more. And it went to the point where, like, the buyers were priced out of the market. This is even before interest rates went up.
Right.
I can give you a whole hour-long spiel on interest rates later if you really want to know.
No.
No, thank you. But yeah, so it's kind of like we've been like waiting for it, but then it just kept going. Now that interest rates are up, I mean, not only are they priced out of the market, like it's just now like what they were qualified for is now, you know, is now like even less. But the market right now is. You're ready for it. I've been there. I've been through it. You're ready for it, but it's things are taking 30 days to sell. Mm-hmm. It's just
and
on
price
average.
Reductions you're seeing in California too.
If you can't price it that way, so I had a listing I just put on, and I went to him, and you know, yes, it comps out at $860,000. Okay, so you know, had that been 6 months ago.
Yeah.
I would have priced it at $860,000, knowing that the carpets are bad, and there's many things in the house that need to be like refreshed. As a single guy that lives there, what have you. But even if that house was move-in ready, I wouldn't have priced it at $860,000 right now. So I priced it at $789, and it still had a lot of showings, but no offers. Mm-hmm. So I could either let it sit there and be stubborn, or you just got to get in front of the market. So you got to reduce, and and it's hard because people are agents are like, oh, we're going to offer $700. It's like, so the market went from before where it's 160 over, now you're thinking you can get it for 160 under. It's like,
oh my gosh,
no,
same here.
It's just not. It's not the way. So,
yep.
So yeah, I mean, how am I preparing for it? Like with a bike helmet.
Literally. So
I have one you can borrow.
In this like past 2 months, have you seen the number of escrows go down overall?
Oh yeah, but here's the deal, sweetie. Like I mean, this last year and a half, like I've closed like big price point homes. So at that point, yeah, I mean, I didn't close as many, like, my goal for how many closings I have for a year. I didn't reach that, but at the same time, like I still made either the same amount of money or more at the end of the year. But ultimately that's just a mindset thing,
Yeah.
I mean, we get this far in, and you know, we get like comfortable. It's like, okay, you know, the whole hey, can you open that door for $50? That comes like, you know, a little bit, you know, more often too. But I always have to do my reset, regroup, refocus. I really do, because it's exhausting.
Can you go into that a little bit more?
That's my thing. I don't know. It's just reset, regroup, refocus. Meaning maybe I didn't hit my numbers. Maybe I didn't go into the office as much as I want, or I don't know. Maybe I just DoorDash dinner because I'm tired, or you know, or it kind of like, it's, you know, you say Monday, it's kind of just like, okay. Yeah. Give myself some grace, reset, regroup, refocus. And that's when I, you know, clear off my board, rewrite it, you know.
I love it.
Make my mindset, okay, this is what I'm going to achieve now. You know, because, again, you can't be on all the time.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, and focusing on yesterday is not going to help tomorrow.
100%. Yeah.
Well, I just love you, and I know that you're so successful, and it's just been great to learn from you.
Thank you. Thank you. I wish you the best of luck.
And I love you so much.
I know you do. You better.
I'm like, every time she comes to town, I just want to kidnap her and keep her here.
I know.
How did you even meet?
Oh, gosh, that is the funniest story. I don't even know if
I'd love to hear it.
A short story.
She lived next door to me.
When we moved to Ripon...
That's too short of a story.
Yeah, when we moved to Ripon, we rented a house because we had sold in Modesto. Mm-hmm. And it happened to be next door to this one. I lived there for probably, 6 months before you said hi to me? Mm-hmm. She was not friendly.
I was not... It's not friendly. That was my year that I closed the 58 transaction, just so you know. But it was like... that. At that point, like, I had no life. I did laundry... I had 15 loads of laundry a week.
Were too.
Yeah, they were.
I mean, her kids and my kids are all like two. So she's got 3 boys. I've got 3 boys. Our little ones, Chase and Hudson, are the same age.
They're besties too.
And our middles are the same age. And then she's got a 21-year-old as of like tomorrow or the next day. And then Mason, almost 18. So those two are a little bit different in age, but it was like my twin living next door.
Yeah.
Right.
Real estate. Her husband at the time, lender. John was building homes, and I'm selling real estate. It was like.
And not just that, like, I like this, like, believe it or not, it's funny, like, Kara is Miss Social, like, hi, you know, and I just wasn't that way. And then come to find out, like, we got invited to their birthday party, and I was just like, I'm so tired, but, like, I can't bail because they know I'm going to be home.
Because she lives next door.
You know?
And they come knocking on your door.
Yeah.
Like, why the fuck are you not at my party right now?
Seriously. And so I go, and I was talking to them. Someone was like, you look familiar. And I'm like, you know, they're like talking about like Bajetti. I go, well, my godfather's a Bajetti. And then.
Granted, my license plate fully says Bajetti.
Yeah. She gives me shit for that too.
In the front of the house for 6 months.
No, my dad and my godfather were best friends, and so like all of a sudden, like, you know, it comes to and John's like, your dad's crazy Phil, and I'm just like, oh my god.
John's uncle is her godfather.
Yeah, John's uncle is my godfather.
Like, too weird.
Crazy Phil.
Yeah.
That's funny.
That's her father.
Yeah, that's my dad. Yes, we love him.
Phil.
But yeah, so then it just like at that point, like I don't know, I just felt comfortable, and then just getting, you know, and then it's just we're inseparable.
We never left each other after that.
Except for when she moved to Tennessee, and then I'm just like...
we're still cry about that.
Yeah.
But that's one thing, too, is I feel like you don't have to have one specific personality to be successful in real estate.
No.
People are going to like you for you and want to do business because you're...
Oh, yeah, we are, like, she knows, like, the completely opposite. Like, you know, I've grown to be more... I don't know, so, like, real estate, I have more confidence or whatever, but yeah, I was totally an introvert.
She was very introverted.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean we're going to the country club? Like, I don't feel comfortable. Mm-hmm. Oh, come on, let's go.
Yeah, this girl.
Yeah. But now I can't hold her down. She's freaking in Mexico next week, and da-da-da-da-da. I mean, she's all over the place.
And Kara's this little socialite over here.
She taught me. So now she taught me, though. Like, I mean, you know.
Bit. I think
she was iron.
Yeah, she was just used to being home. And
well,
like,
and planning stuff, the big thing, and you know, I'm like, I don't know, I just went with whatever, and finally Kara's like, you're gonna have to learn, okay?
I'm like, I'm not your effing freaking travel agent.
Yes.
Like, you need to plan this next.
Well, once I learned, that's another thing with balance. I mean, I need a
Yeah.
travel time.
Well, we work hard to travel, and we've talked about that. Like,
Yeah.
what? Like, everybody has a different reason why you work so damn hard.
Yeah.
And ours is to just have
Yeah.
some fun and get the hell out. And
Yeah,
be able to
me
go
too.
to Italy if I wanted to, or go to
Yeah.
Bahamas, or have that freedom to
Yes.
have fun and
Yeah.
regroup.
Yeah. So do you have a schedule that you keep? Like, how do you keep up with all this shit? You
Oh,
have a
shit,
calendar,
shit.
like, write everything down?
Well, like, so, you know, yeah, early on there was this one program that I loved and I used, but it was only on my computer, so, and it wasn't remote. So I did do that. I did change, when I went to home buyers, I changed it to where I can be anywhere in the world on anyone's computer, and I can access all my leads, all my CRMs, all of that. I can access it from anywhere. So that's been helpful. But now that I'm getting older, it's just straight like, Siri, remind me to go take my son lunch at 11:45. Like, legit. And when I think about it, I write it, because I tend to squirrel out.
She's the
I'm
number
the
one
same way.
squirrel.
I am a squirrel. Yeah.
I mean, but that's the thing. You get pulled in so many different directions. It's like, okay, what happened 5 minutes ago?
Yeah. Oh, for
I know.
sure.
Do you ever do that? Like, at the end of the day, you're like, wait a minute, did I go to the chiropractor this morning?
Oh,
Or,
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
did I?
Yeah.
Like, it's just like, it's such a whirlwind.
And
that
it's,
you just forget.
yeah.
Sure.
And, you know, even just thinking like, damn, I did a lot today.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That's a lot. But at the same time, it feels so damn good, you know, when you do. So,
That goes back to the self-motivation thing, because in this job, you could lay in bed all day.
100%.
You could lay in bed all
yeah,
day.
totally.
That's not going to get you anywhere.
It's not, and that's why I think, like, having a team is so beneficial in that, because I hold you accountable, you hold me accountable.
Yeah.
And, like, that's a good thing. Because there was a year, I mean, I took some time when I had the kids, like, whatever, like, plus we also had passive income coming in, so, like,
Yeah.
getting out and really grinding, I didn't have to do all the time. And I could go crawl in bed, but I'm not really that person in general.
Yeah.
Like, I have to have a purpose.
Yeah.
I like to contribute. Like, if I want to go buy the Gucci belt, I'm going to buy it. Like, I'm not asking
Yeah.
permission or really looking at the price tag, as we talked about
Yeah.
this morning. Like, there's certain things that, like, mean something to me, and that is one of them.
Yeah.
I can do it on my damn own.
Hell yeah.
That's powerful.
Well, even still though, that is a scary thing, you know, like, obviously I just recently went through a divorce, and but it's a scary thing. But I realized it was years ago that I said to myself, like, anything that he made was extra.
Yeah.
And that was me, my own, that's something I told myself. And that way that I would hustle, I would grind, I would make sure, like, you know, my bills are paid, my family is taken care of, like, and, you know, especially when I met this bitch, excuse me, sorry. No, it's just like,
over here.
I need to know what Vajetti has planned for this year, because I need to be able to afford that too.
Yeah.
I know.
But no, it's,
What vacations are we going
She would be like, because we've all, like,
Yeah.
vacationed together for the last 10 years.
yeah.
And it would be like, so wait, when are we going to Cabo? Because Cabo was always our place.
Uh-huh.
When are we going to Cabo? I need to start budgeting now. Like, what else
Yes.
do you have on the calendar, Kara? I'm
Yes.
like, well, I'm trying to squeeze in.
Yeah, exactly.
Vegas,
Exactly.
Or the beach, or something along those
Yeah.
lines. Like, okay, I need a budget. Like, okay, how do I get those done?
Yeah.
So that was our, like,
For sure.
that was our plan.
For sure.
Always to travel. That's, like, always been,
love that.
that's
Yeah.
always been important.
Yeah. So, but self-motivating your mind too is like, okay, whatever he makes is extra. That way, you know, that way after even through the divorce, it, you know, it's still scary because it's like, oh my gosh, it's, you know, it's all on me, but
Yeah.
it's always been on me.
Yeah.
So,
And that's what gives you confidence too. To know
Yes.
that you're going to be okay no matter what happens.
no matter what happens, you get to live your life the way that you want to live it, and
That's the
yeah,
definition of boss bitch, right?
hell yeah.
100%. You don't. I mean, I've obviously never been through a divorce, and I don't ever want to.
No.
But I, at the end of the day, don't ever want to feel like I have to be broke or start from scratch because
Or
I gave,
rely on someone.
Yeah, rely on someone because I
Yeah.
gave all the power to that other person.
Yes.
And I think truly that the man looks at you in a different way as well. That you are contributing, and that you aren't just like. I mean, no offense to housewives, it's fine, that's beautiful, and that's your deal, but that's not. I don't think that's admirable.
Admirable.
I don't like.
Yeah.
That doesn't turn it
Yeah.
do it for me.
Yeah.
It just doesn't.
Yeah.
And no hate on people that do. I mean, like, that's
Yeah.
fine.
No,
but that's
not
how
at,
I
not
would-
not at
That's
all.
not how I
Exactly, but it gets to the point. Like, I want purpose.
Yeah.
It's purpose. You want to wake
And
up.
but
with
but
purpose.
that purpose could be for different for everyone. For me, for my own sanity, like, yes, I love real estate. That's one thing I just love. I can confidently say that I'm good at it. I love it. I love everything about it. It's my cup of tea.
So one last thing before we go, what were some things that you did early in your career that helped you grow in like your clients and just your career in general? Like, what did you do? Did you door knock? Did you send out flyers?
I told you I was introverted. Hell no, I didn't door knock.
What did you do? Did you have lead generation? Like service?
I always, like, I'm going to tell you, like, so I always wonder, I'm like, my sister always got these listings. I was like, how the hell does she always have listings? But she always was on the phone talking real estate at baseball games, at this, at that, and then people would talk to her. I did the whole more introverted thing. Like, I would like wear a name tag, and then go into a store and people are like, oh, you're a realtor, and then like, so they would start.
Didn't you at one point have your?
What? You wore a name tag that said?
It was like real to real. No, it said like real to real.
That was like a thing. Like when I was at PMZ, you wore a name tag.
Yeah.
It's as dorky as it all gets, but that's old school. I mean,
but sorry, yeah,
all the time.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start doing that.
Watch when you go out. You watch. There will be some guy at the bar with a Remax.
name
I'm
tag.
gonna start noticing it.
But I'm just saying, like, so those ones would come like without me having to even try, stuff like that. But when the short sale world like was happening, like I was more in the office. I wasn't out and about, and that was good for me. For me personally at the time. But now it's just, being around. Like I have my little assistant, like, and he's younger and he knows all this stuff, and so doing that and just being relevant in the market too, like take advantage of like Instagram, so the free stuff is big. There's a little digital mobile business card on your phone. That's
a good one.
That's nice
we
too.
have our cards, but how many times do you get cards and you just toss them?
Exactly. But now, not just that, like you also now have their phone number.
Right.
Yeah.
And it just goes right to your contacts,
And
right?
it comes over as a text message.
I love it.
So now, that. We did that at an open house. We had a digital flyer. That was awesome because, hey, what better way to get if they don't want to fill out the form, like, just, wanting to know, check in, like, so that's been like beneficial too. But at the end of the day, this is what I tell my team, is the new ones coming in, okay? No one knows you as a realtor, even if you had a job before. No one knows that unless you tell them. So I told, my young ones, I said, I need you today, a minimum of 10 phone calls, texts, or emails. A minimum of 10. Letting everyone know, hey, I'm not sure that you know that I'm a realtor. Are you by chance looking to buy or sell? ? Or know anyone that is ?
Yeah.
Very short, simple, and hey, how are you? That's awesome. Actually, and I just got to respond. Actually, I'm looking. I'm going to be in the market soon. So, short and simple. Like, too often people try to elaborate way too much. No, just ask them a question.
And most people, like,
yes or no.
Not everybody knows that you got your license. So
Yes.
that's a good point. Like, your sphere of influence, which I remember being the first thing they taught me when I got to PMZ right out of getting my license, was get your sphere of influence. Everyone from your hairdresser to your esthetician to every single person.
How many contacts do you have in your phone?
Right. Hey, guess what?
Literally.
Got my license.
Yeah.
Somebody is buying or selling a house.
Especially
And if it's not them, it's somebody
Or
they know.
know someone.
Yeah,
Yes.
especially like half the people in your contacts may not follow you on Instagram or whatever
Correct.
and see your stuff. So
Yes.
you just send them a text and say, hey,
Yep.
was just thinking about you, didn't know if you knew this already, but I'm a realtor. Like,
Yeah.
that could create something and they could tell somebody else, whatever.
100%.
And
They
then it
don't,
starts,
they don't,
then it starts
whatever.
rolling.
100%. And unless you tell them, and unless you're relevant, and meaning that, you could tell them once and then you can go about everything the same and they'll forget. But your emails, your Instagram, like your Facebook, everything has to tie you to being in real estate. Right. So whether you are showing a home or, I don't know, signing papers or anything, just anything at all. has to be you, and so they think, oh yeah, she's a realtor.
Right.
And if they can't say that about you, then you didn't do your job enough.
No, yeah, that's true.
I have to remind myself to do it still. I just assume, because I've been in it for so
Yeah.
long, that duh.
Like, I'm a realtor.
Duh. But being here, I'm a newbie.
Yeah.
I've only been here a year and a half, so it's like, nobody knows me from Adam.
Yeah.
I have to be like, no, I act like this is what I do.
Yeah.
And just now, I told her on last weekend, it's like I'm like doing that again, and it feels weird to me.
Yeah.
Because everybody knows us in the valley.
Yeah.
But like being out at a bar and like talking to somebody.
She's gonna wear a name tag next time
I'm
we
gonna
go.
wear a name tag.
We need to start doing them.
But I like
Go
gave
out
my
so
card
much.
out, and I'm
Why
like, this
not?
is so weird. And John goes, "You haven't done that in years." I'm like, I know.
I know.
He's like, that was badass. I'm like,
I know.
because they just moved here, they're renting and
Yeah.
like whatever, and that was the night. And then
Yeah.
I got 2 leads that night just by putting myself out there, because I am extroverted, but I'm also like, nobody really cares. Nobody knows.
Yeah.
Nobody cares.
Yeah.
Whatever. But if you want to freaking be a boss bitch and you want to make money, you have to put yourself out there.
Yeah.
You have to. I love John hyping you up too. That's so
Right? But yeah, to try that digital, because again, sometimes you don't have cards with you, and I hate that feeling. We're like, I don't have any.
I know.
Wait, I can give you my mobile card. You
I
know?
love it.
And so it's a quick
perfect.
text message. Yeah.
And then it just doesn't
On the
become
spot.
garbage for
love
somebody.
that.
Yeah, exactly.
Our koozies have been a killer. You might want to do
Yes.
them for your brokerage.
Yes.
Do a koozie.
People are obsessed with the koozies.
Yeah, but I love that you bring them out. I mean, I had koozies,
yeah.
but it was always on events.
Oh no, we
Yeah.
like bring them out and pass them out.
I love that.
Oh, you don't have a koozie on your beer? You need one.
Yeah.
It's like the easiest
I
thing.
love
We're like,
that. Yeah.
Especially here because it's humid.
Yeah.
And your beer gets cold or it's sweating in your
Yeah,
hand.
yeah.
So it's like perfect.
That's
Yeah.
a huge thing here. I don't know about California. But that is.
No,
Well,
it's dry as hot.
It's
Dry
not.
hot.
Yeah.
Well, we appreciate you coming on and taking the
I
time.
know,
to do
so
this. This is
fun.
So much fun.
Let's do a little cheersies to
I know.
my real estate guru bestie. Cheers, Maggie girls.
Yes.
Love you, babe. Thank
Love
you for that.
you.
I think somebody will listen to that and get multiple tips because that was pretty informative. So.
Heck yeah.
too.
Heck yeah.
Well, thank you for listening. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and comment, and just tell us how beautiful Eva is.
Yes, please go on.
Can't forget that. Got to blow her head up a little bit more than we have.
And if you live in the Valley, that's your girl from
Yes.
Brokerage, California, Northern
Yes.
California. You call it Eva Rainer Real Estate in
Yes.
Ribbon. She's your girl.
Yes.
Till next time.
Cheers.